Hello everybody. Hello, how lovely to see you today. My name's Sharon and this is my furry friend and he's called Billy. Would you like to say hello to Billy? Come a bit closer, and come and say hello to Billy. Billy, would you like to say hello to everybody? You're going to say hello to everybody. This is my furry friend. Yeah, Billy wants to say, what's that you say? Okay, he wants to say hello and he thinks you're all looking really healthy today. So Billy's saying hello to you. How are you doing today? And have you got your furry helpers with you as well? Have you got something nice and cuddly with you? Actually, I think I've got something cuddly as well. Where did I put it? Oh, yes. Here it is. This is my bear. This is Renee Bear. Would you like to say hello to Renee? Hello, everybody. Right, well, Renee, you can sit there and watch what we're doing today. In fact, you can sit there. You look comfortable there. Billy, what's this? Billy, come here. Sit here. Come and sit here and we'll get Billy dressed for the day. Let's pop Billy's special collar on. Let's pop Renee Bear just there and we'll come back to Renee in just a minute. So, last week I know you met Hannah, didn't you? And can you remember what Hannah was telling you last week about when Jesus ascended into heaven? Do you remember Hannah was telling you about Jesus going up, ascending into heaven? But before he went, he left everybody with a very special promise. I wonder if you can remember what that promise was. If I give you a clue, it was something that she reminded you with your hands and your fingers. Can you remember? So if we get our hands out and we can remember those 5 words that Jesus promised by using our hands. I am always with you. I am always with you. Can you remember that one? It's wonderful, isn't it? What a wonderful promise that we know that even though Jesus has gone up into heaven, he is still with us. And that's not all. Because if you remember, Hannah was telling us that he was going to send us a special helper, a bit like a special power. Do you remember? And I'm going to tell you all about that today. So to help us with that, I thought what we could do is we could pretend that we're superheroes. And I thought Renee would look really good with a superhero's cape on. So I've prepared a superhero's cape for Renee, so he can be my superpower today. So I wonder what Billy's superpower would be. He's got his super collar on today, haven't you, Billy? I think he's asleep. So Billy's got some great superpowers. He's really good at eating sausages. So that could be his superpower, that he can eat 1 billion sausages. Renee's superpower, I think maybe for Renee, he could fly. Or he could maybe lift up the roof of the house. So he could do something amazing like that. Let's put Renee back there. And he can sit and watch us while we hear the story of what happened next. After Jesus ascended into heaven and he promised to send us a special helper that was going to give us a special power. So, can you make the sound of the wind? Let's start by practicing the sound of the wind. Ooh. Did you hear that, Billy? Ooh. That's very good. You're really good at making the sound of the wind. So there was a big wind coming. It came rushing through the door, the sound of the wind going round and round the room. Ooh. And all Jesus's friends could hear this sound and they didn't know what it was. And then, after the wind, there was flames of fire. We can use our hands to be flames of fire, can't we? So we could have these flames of fire and they went round the room where Jesus's friends were and they touched on everybody. But unlike with fire, these flames didn't hurt anybody. Nobody was hurt at all. They just touched everybody while the wind was howling. And everybody started to talk all at once. And they were all speaking in different languages. It must have sounded really funny to hear all these people speaking in all these different languages. And all of a sudden they remembered, this is God's special helper. he's now come to help us because they could all understand one another, even though they were talking in different languages. What's happening? Everybody said. What's happening? I can hear my own language. So can I, said another. And Peter stood up and spoke to the people. We have to tell you about Jesus, how God sent him to rescue us and to make you safe. Do you remember the promise that Hannah told us about last week? I am always with you. And this was Jesus' special helper, the superpower, a bit like Renee's superpower and Billy's superpower to eat a billion gazillion sausages. This was the superpower that Jesus sent for us, and it's called his Holy Spirit. Can you say that word? The Holy Spirit. And it's a bit like a superpower or a special helper, because Jesus promised that he would always be with us and that he would always love us. And he loves you, and he loves me, and he loves Billy, and he loves all of our furry, cuddly friends as well. How wonderful is that? So I think you've been really good at listening to the story, and you were really good at making the sound of the wind and doing the flames. I wonder how good you are at singing. What do you think, Billy? Do you think they're good at singing? You're good at barking, aren't you? Maybe you could join in. So let's stand up and let's sing My God is So Big before we finish today. So can you do that? So we'll stand up and get ready, and it's really simple. The actions are really simple. This is big, this is strong, and this is mighty, okay? So let me find some space in my tiny little bedroom. Okay, so my God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing that he cannot do. Really good. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing that he cannot do. The rivers are his, the mountains are his, the stars are his handiwork too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing that he cannot do. That was fantastic. Billy, didn't they do well with their singing? They did really well. Shall we give them a clap, Billy? You did really well with your singing. So before we go, what did we hear today? So we heard about Jesus ascending into heaven last week, and he left all his friends with that promise that we can remember using our hands. I am always with you. And then the next part of the story was when Jesus sent his special helper, a bit like a superpower, to come and help us. When things are difficult, that's when we need God's Holy Spirit to help us, and remembering that Jesus is always with us to help us, even when things are difficult. So what a wonderful time we've had this morning to listen to that story and all be together. And I think Billy's been very good. So when you're really, really good, sometimes we get a treat, don't we? So I think Billy might quite like a biscuit. What do you think? Billy, would you like to have a biscuit? Would you like one of these, Billy? Come here then. Come here. Sit nicely. He's been very good, isn't he? Which one shall he have? Shall we give him this one? Okay. So, Billy, lie down. Good boy. He's been very good today. I hope you're all being good as well for your grown-ups and you're looking after each other. It's been lovely to see you today. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope that you'll be with us next week as well for the next part of our story. And don't forget to bring your furry friends. So lovely to see you all. Have a really good week and stay safe. Keep washing your hands. And remember, when you wash your hands, you can remember, I am always with you. Bye, everybody. Bye.